Now, this right here is sad, man. The Biden administration should be ashamed of themselves. It took a real leader, Donald Trump, to come in and step in and take care of the situation. This man was falsely imprisoned for 4 years. 4 years.
All right, Mr. President, President Trump, I want to thank you for what you've done for me and my family. I just mentioned to Adam that I wanted you to know, everyone on your team, everyone that have supported this effort, that you know that we greatly appreciate it, okay? I wanted you to be able to meditate on how you affected personally lives and the difference that you've made. I'm a 60-year-old grandfather and father, so I can't put words in how, excited, give all grace and honor to God, but he used instruments, and there have been a lot of people behind the scenes who have done a great work. So I wanted you to be able to hear that directly from me. And again, God bless you and your family. All right, Mr. President.
Man. 47 hostages in 100 days, thanks to the president. This is today. Dooley's Airport. Tony Holden is a contractor from Memphis that was in prison for 4 years and hasn't seen his youngest daughter since she was a baby. He's home because of President Trump. Now, we're going to be discussing Donald Trump's first 100 days, as we've been discussing for the last few days. But a reporter just ended Chuck Schumer's entire career after he tried to on your boy Trump. Check this out.
The polls this week showed Trump has the lowest 100-day approval rating since they started polling 80 years ago. The lowest. Yes.
There's a poll out today that has your approval rating lower than any other congressional leader at 17%. Are you concerned that you may be a liability for your party?
Polls come and go. Our party is united. We're on our front foot. We're stepping forward and going after Trump and having real success.
Now polls come and go. Polls come and go. Oh, it matters when it's Trump. But when it's you, it's polls come and go. Oh, man, this is class. This is what I call it, boy. Classic Democrat right here, boy. This is Democrat tactic 101. We're going to let the comments take him out. Maybe Schumer should have just insulted the reporter and lied, like Trump. Wow. You're right. Schumer tried to roast Trump and ended up lighting himself on fire. Nothing says career politician like bragging about polls until yours hit 17%. Chuck's polls, it went down. I don't even know where it went. Oh, well. Absolutely zero self-awareness, and they're just so unbelievably stupid. I'm guessing we didn't know the degree of their stupidity because for so many years it was covered up by the legacy media. Democrats and the media are two sides of the same bad penny. I'll read a few more. If polls come and go, why does Trump's matter? Full-blown hypocrisy on display for all to see. Let me read one more and we get up out of here, y'all. Looking for something with a little more length on it. You know what I mean? I like the roast with some lengths on it. It says that's the problem right there. We're going after Trump. What happened to the non-divisiveness he was preaching for the last 4 years? Man, I'm with him on this. I'm sick of these establishment politicians out here trying to yield they old Democrat wands that are no longer, how do I say? They don't even got the juice on the wands no more right now. Elon Musk, though, giving an update on Trump's, as Trump's cabinet weighs in on the first 100 days of his term.
Well, Mr. President, they say I wear a lot of hats. It's true. Even my hat has a hat. The American people voted for secure borders, safe cities, and sensible spending. And that's what they've gotten. A tremendous amount has been accomplished in the first 100 days. As everyone has said, it's more than has been accomplished in any administration before, ever, period. This portends very well for what will happen for the rest of the administration. I think this could be the greatest administration since the founding of the country.
Well, we all want to thank you for your help. You really have sacrificed a lot. Been treated very unfairly.
Well, they do like to burn my cars, which is not great. It could be better. Well, Mr. President.
The fact that he's able to have a sense of humor about it says a lot. Elon Musk, he's a gem for America, man. He's really a gem for America. I mean, not only in the political realm of things, but he's quite literally helped revolutionize life. Literally. Hey, son, close the door, son. The music is too loud. Close the door. The music is too loud. Elon Musk came in and didn't have to do it. He knew the risks. Came in, man, and put everything that he's ever worked for at risk to try to save the American people from waste and fraud and abuse. Now, he's endured so much. You got stock going up and down. You got Democrats out here rallying against him and coming up with riots and what do you call those things? Yeah, riots. That's what I'm going to call them. Protests. There we go. I couldn't even get it. Yeah, they doing all these anti-Elon, anti-Tesla protests, all because this guy is finding how you've been being cheated out of your money. I admire the relationship that him and Donald Trump have been able to create and the respect that I see both of them have for each other. We see just some really, really great things happening as Justin J adds amazing stuff going on. Elon revolutionizes free speech. Yeah, but screw that guy. It says Elon helps paralyzed people walk. Yeah, but screw that guy. I didn't even know that. I got to look that up. He helps some paralyzed people walk. Elon perfects reusable rockets. Yeah, but screw that guy, right? Elon expands global internet access. Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, but screw that guy. Elon disrupts the auto industry. Yeah, but screw that guy. Elon builds the largest EV charging network. Yeah, but screw that guy. Elon brings high-tech manufacturing back to the U.S. Yeah, but screw that guy. Elon develops Starship and redefines space travel. Yeah, but screw that guy. Elon sends the first car to space. Yeah, but screw that guy. Elon warns about the decline in birth rates. Yeah, but screw that guy. Trump derangement syndrome. TDS is out. Elon derangement syndrome is in. Imagine being so blinded by ideology that you can't recognize history being made in real time. Amen to that, man. These Democrats are really on the short end of the stick. Really. I mean, dog, it could all be so simple. Now, when one of the most consequential entrepreneurs in American history drops what he's doing to serve his country at a great personal cost, he should be applauded. This irrational hatred is merely Trump derangement syndrome by association.
I actually spoke to a member of the cabinet today, and I asked him point blank.
Was it Elon?
Well, I did talk to Elon today, actually. Right, yes. But I spoke to a member of the cabinet, and I said, how has the DOGE effort gone in your particular department? I'm just curious. And he said something very interesting to me. He said, apart from all, the press focuses on the programs and the grants and all that, and that's sexy. But, he said the most interesting thing that these guys have been able to do for us is we inherited a massive backlog of things that the previous administration left us, and we were unable to really deal with it because of IT issues. And he said, these guys showed up over here, and they made a huge impact on our IT infrastructure, which then allowed us to clear out a backlog of outstanding issues that we were just having trouble getting to.
So wait, this is now an IT issue? No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. America wanted to see actual cuts, and now we're going to say that.
No, he just said they don't. Which is it?
No, I'm saying most Americans actually did want to see.
He said he's mad about the cuts.
Okay, well, I'm talking as Gretchen Carlson. I'm not talking as Dave.
A person who has a different point of view. She's allowed to have that.
Most Americans would agree that they want to get rid of fraud and waste. And now you're saying that the greatest accomplishment of DOGE was that they...
See how they're trying to zero in on this? You're saying that this is he never said that this is his greatest accomplishment.
But they've solved IT problems.
However, solving an IT problem is what helped identify the fraud, waste, and abuse. What the hell are you? Okay.
I spoke to another cabinet secretary yesterday who said this has been a, quote, wonderful accelerant.
So what?
This continues.
Politicians
the program
say
continues.
whatever they say to be able to put on a good face.
Why are you so angry?
I'm not angry. I'm frustrated.
I mean, you look enraged.
I'm frustrated like most Americans.
Oh, now Abby want to step in. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's not talk about somebody looking enraged.
Because we want to know where the cuts are.
Gretchen, let me just hit pause here. I mean, look. People get worked up at this table, yourself included, all the time. Let's not call people angry when they're simply making a point.
Well, she's very upset.
I don't think he gets worked up all the time either. I think, if anything, he gets annoyed.
I just have to say that because I think that
you're blaming it on IT.
Let's deal with.
I'm not blaming anything. I'm saying it was a good byproduct.
Scott and Gretchen, just give me 1 second, okay? Let's deal with the issues at hand. We don't have to you know, say you're angry, you're, you know, this. She's just making a point, okay?
Thank you.
These people soft. Soft. She's just making a point. Nah, man, she looked quite literally angry. You look all angry all the time, too. No, you don't. I mean, have I seen him angry yet? But look at this. You look enraged. Turn and smile at the camera. I'm just saying, she did look like she had a problem. He said they fixed some IT problems. And then she got angry. He said that. Because the implications she constructed in her own head. Heard it all just fine. I don't understand how that becomes controversial. Hey, yeah, they had some IT problems they had to fix that. Oh, so you're saying their biggest accomplishment is IT? Lady, like, you need a Snickers, okay? And a new hairstylist. I can't talk about nobody here in my line and looking like, anywho. Nah, man, I don't see how you would become deranged of a statement like that. Something as simple, something as true, something as prominent. Would I say that that's one of the greatest accomplishments? Yes. If that one accomplishment helped to identify and unlock all the backlogs of corruption, fraud, and abuse, then sure, I call it a great accomplishment. Scott ain't got to say it there. Why does this keep refreshing? Truth. By the way, solving the IT issues allowed these agencies to actually provide oversight and, yes, audit even going forward. So it's preventative of, what is that? Feet waste, fraud, and abuse. I'll just say waste, fraud, and abuse. For sure, man. Let's move on. I'm over here sticking too hard to this one. Now, Bill O'Reilly loses it on James Carville. Yeah, y'all heard me say his name like that because I was over here like, it's Carville. James, goddammit. Lord, forgive me. Gosh, damn it. I don't do that. Yeah, but Bill O'Reilly loses it on James for claiming Trump's plans on cutting medical and Medicaid and attacking president for not solving the Ukraine war on day one. Y'all, I completely butchered this. Having a moment. I'm going to come back full circle. Let's watch the video. My common sense will come back.
I would not extend these billionaires' tax cuts, and I would not pay for them by clobbering the middle class and the lower middle class by cutting Medicaid expenses, of which
he said he wasn't going to cut Medicaid.
Go watch the budget that's been submitted. It's already got 600. He said he was going to end the war.
There's nothing about cutting Medicaid.
You see that? Now he's trying to switch it to something else. You know what I mean? He said he wasn't cutting it. Now he said he was going to do this. He said he wasn't. Then he go, classic, you're lying.
Already got 600. He said he was going to end the war.
There's nothing about cutting Medicaid in the budget.
Did he say or not say? Did he say I'm not? Did he say or not say I'm going to end the Ukraine war?
It's a bunch of bull, and you know it. No, you can't. You can't say it's in the budget. There's a Medicaid cut when there isn't.
Excuse me for speaking while you were interrupting me.
I am. This is ridiculous. And he does it every night.
Can I make a point?
Yes, go ahead.
He was going to end the Ukraine war on day one.
Oh, come on. It's absurd.
What
did Biden do for 4 years in there? Nothing.
I didn't
drive me nuts.
He said he was going in the Ukraine war.
Can't tell by your demeanor.
Please fact check me. Somebody look it up on your cell phone. Did Trump say I'm going to end the Ukraine war on day one?
And I was going to wear an LSU T-shirt, but I'm not now.
You don't have to. We'll get over it.
We've got to fight to get into this.
I'm not going to make
you got to get in.
No, I understand the frustration, man, because we're fighting this mental battle in America right now where people, they are allowing their feelings to act as fact. And it's becoming so annoying. It's like, if you don't like Trump, cool. I promise you I won't lose sleep. You not liking him or liking anybody, it's not going to change my life. Just because I'm rocking with Trump does not mean that everybody I rock with have to rock with Trump. However, if you're not going to rock with him, at least be honest. You could just say, hey, you know what, he never necessarily did nothing that, or, you know, he may have did a few things that I didn't agree with, but I just don't like his personality. He's just not for me. Sure, I may walk around with an opinion about that, but hey, to each his own. Respect at the end of the day. But to have to not like him for lies, Oh, he's going to cut Medicaid. Hey, it's not in the bill whatsoever. And he's also said it multiple times that he's not cutting Medicaid. Oh, but he said he was going to end the Ukraine war on day one. Fact checked it. Dude, you're not fooling nobody, bro. We stand on the Medicaid conversation. We'll talk about that in a second, but that's not what we're addressing right now. Let's finish this conversation. Oh, so you guys think you're too better. You see how this goes? Parents, do not spoon feed your kids. Now, listen to this very closely. RFK Jr. said, HHS. I'm sorry, y'all. This is a very exciting statement right here. I'm so pleased to hear this. We have ended HHS as a principal vector for child trafficking.
We have ended HHS as the role as the vector, the principal vector in this country for child trafficking. And during the Biden administration, HHS became a collaborator in child trafficking and for sex and for slavery. And we have ended that, and we're very aggressively going out and trying to find these children, the 300,000 children that were lost by the Biden administration.
300,000 children. I'm going to read this comment right here. What the? Did he just say the government is sex trafficking children? I'm not gonna lie, man. I had to fight back tears. I had to collect myself real quick. You know, I'm very sensitive when it comes to kids. Very, very. I'm hypersensitive. Let's just move on real quick. President Trump won nearly 80 million votes, swept all 7 battleground states, and received a resounding mandate because he promised a complete, let me catch myself. He promised a complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense. In a little more than 100 days, President Trump delivered on that promise. Let's check it out.
One of the main reasons President Trump won nearly 80 million votes, swept all 7 battleground states, and received a resounding mandate from the American public is because of the contrast he presented during the campaign and continues to this day. Everything President Trump's agenda is grounded in one thing: common sense. While the Democrat Party went off the deep end and doubled down on pure craziness, President Trump pledged to restore common sense back to the United States of America. In a little more than 3 months, that's exactly what he's done. He recognized that America is a sovereign nation that cannot survive if it does not protect its territorial borders.
Amen.
So he secured the border in record time and ended the mass invasion of tens of millions of illegal aliens into our homeland. The president knows his top responsibility is ensuring the safety of the American people, which is why he's arresting violent illegal alien invaders in our communities who threaten our public safety. And it's unacceptable to President Trump to allow rampant waste, fraud, and abuse of Americans' precious tax dollars, which is why the president championed a historic DOGE effort that saved nearly $200 billion already. President Trump knows America is blessed with an abundance of liquid gold below our feet in the form of fossil fuels. So he ended Joe Biden's reckless war on American energy and is restoring American energy dominance to lower costs and strengthen our national security. President Trump believes Americans should be free to drive whatever car they want, so he ended Joe Biden's disastrous EV mandate and promoted true consumer choice. President Trump stood up for the Constitution's promise of colorblind equality before the law, so he terminated radical DEI preferencing and federal contracting and directed federal agencies to relentlessly combat private sector discrimination.
Amen to that.
DEI seeks to divide and pit Americans against each other based on immutable characteristics. President Trump put an end to it. In President Trump's America, individual dignity, hard work, and excellence are the only things that will determine if you get ahead. President Trump is a proud free speech champion, which is why he ended Joe Biden's trampling of free speech rights and the federal government's censorship of American speech on online platforms. The president believes college students have a right to speak their minds and go to school safely. Again, common sense. So he took bold action to protect Jewish American students from harassment by pro-Hamas radicals on their campuses. And President Trump knows that America's children are our future, and he'll never stop fighting for them. That's why he ended the radical, un-American indoctrination of children by eliminating support for divisive, radical gender ideology and equity ideology, and why the president protected parents' fundamental rights. And lastly, the president believes in fundamental biology. Isn't that something? Which is why he made it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two sexes, male and female. And because men and women are biologically different, President Trump ended the unfair, demeaning practice of forcing women to compete against men in sports and having their private spaces invaded. When President Trump promised a complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense, he meant it. And over the next 100 days, get ready for historic trade deals, budget deals, and peace deals.
Now you got people who want Donald Trump to be perfect, still questioning, gas prices and, grocery prices. They talking about the war and all that other stuff. They're saying that his presidency so far has been a complete and utter failure. But it's really not. These are just literal TDS deranged individuals. Donald Trump has been setting a precedent this time around. And I couldn't be more grateful to be on the right side of history. Still emotional about these children, man. That just eats at my heart. Y'all go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life.